1.5. Running, testing, and deploying the application. We just finished developing our first Mule application as well as setting up a messaging broker for it to interact with. Now let's see how we can run, test, and deploy the application. 1.5.1. Running the application. Before you can run the application, you'll need to add the jar for ActiveMQ to your project. The procedure is identical to adding a jar to any Eclipse project. Right-click on Mule Runtime in the Project Explorer pane on the left, select Build Path, and then select Configure Build Path. At this point, you'll be presented with a screen like that in Figure 1.13, in which you can add the ActiveMQ jar to the project. Figure 1.13. Adding a jar. Now you're ready to run your application. Before you do that, however, let's modify your flow to log some output to the console. This will give you some visual feedback that things are behaving properly. You can do this by selecting a logger and dragging it into the flow after the byte array to string transformer and before the JMS outbound endpoint. You'll set the message attribute to print a string followed by the payload of the message, using the Mule expression language. The Mule expression language, or MEL, is a lightweight scripting language that's evaluated at runtime. The payload, in this case, will be the JSON content of the data being sent to Mule. This is illustrated in Figure 1.14. Figure 1.14. Adding a logger to the flow. Right-clicking the project on the Project Explorer page and selecting Run As and then Mule Application, as illustrated in Figure 1.15, will launch the app in an embedded Mule instance. You should see something like Figure 1.16 in your console, illustrating the app is running. Figure 1.15. Running the application. Figure 1.16. Examining the console output. After posting some JSON data using a tool such as curl or REST console to localhost:8080 weblink, you should see something like the following logged to the console. Info July 9, 2013 08:17:43,468. Chapter 01. Connector.http.mule.default.receiver.o2. org.mule.api.processor.logger message processor. We received a message, name, widget. Price, 9.99. Weight, 1.0. SKU, UB 12345. The logger shows that your byte array to string transformer has successfully transformed the input stream to a string. Now let's check ActiveMQ's console to make sure the message is in the queue. Point a browser at localhost:8161 weblink, and you should see one message in the products queue, similar to what's shown in Figure 1.17. Figure 1.17. Looking at the products queue. Now that you've manually verified that the flow works, let's write a functional test so that you can programmatically verify that it works.